In this video, I'm going to show you guys how to cross stitch on a plastic canvas. Here are some examples that I made yesterday and then today. These two are both cross stitch and this one is surface crochet, so it's a bit different. The reason why this is surface crochet is because you cannot use plush yarn when trying to cross stitch. It is literally impossible if you want to keep a sane mind. So don't try it. Don't use this yarn. Absolutely do not use this yarn. It is horrible. I do not recommend. But anyways, so this is how my two pieces look like. This was my first, right? This took so long, but I love it so much. Like, it looks so cool. And I also have to say, this is more like a beginner telling you guys how to do it, and you're probably like, okay, I should probably click off because why am I watching a beginner try to explain me something? Well, the reason why I'm making this is because I haven't seen any other person make a cross stitch tutorial since like 2007. Not really, more like 2015. The ones that I could find were from like 11 years ago or like 9 years ago or something like that. And that's just a whole long time ago. So what we're gonna need is, number one, a pixel grid that you wanna make. In this video, or for this video, I'm gonna make Pochita from Chainsaw Man because, I don't know, he looks cute. But you can make whatever you want, right? Because this one is more of like a complicated pattern. Maybe I should do like a heart as an example, but I don't really want to, because what would I do with a heart, you know? Sorry, not sorry, but I just don't want to make a heart. So you can just decide whatever you want. This is not like a pixel by pixel tutorial, rather it's just a how-to tutorial, because with cross stitch, you can't really make a step-by-step tutorial. It's just like do this, and then you're on your own, right? So for materials, one thing that you're gonna need is a plastic mesh canvas. The gaps are 3 millimeters. You can just probably find this on Amazon or whatever. I got it from my local craft store, so you're gonna need this. I can't link it because I don't use Amazon. You're gonna have to find it on your own, I'm sorry. You're also gonna need a darning needle. I recommend one with like a pointier tip. Typically, crochet darning needles look like this. Now, this isn't inherently a bad thing to have, it's just that it doesn't really fit. Like, you can fit it obviously because it's plastic, but it's just kind of annoying, especially because we're going to go through the holes a whole bunch of times. So you want to have like a thinner one. Make sure that your yarn still fits through the hole here, you know, you don't want a sewing needle. And then you're also going to need scissors, some yarn, and this is optional, but you also need a lighter. The reason why you need a lighter is because when you cut, you want to be able to clean up your edges, because if you cut, the plastic's going to be like sharp, not like knife sharp, but just uncomfortably sharp. And if you hold a lighter to it, it kind of rounds the ends because the edges melt. This is just an example from what I cut off here. I'm going to be using a weight 4 yarn, so that's worsted or medium weight yarn. You can use any yarn that's thinner if you use it twice, right? If you fold it in twice. That's actually what I'm going to do because I don't have any weight 4 yarn in orange, so I'm going to use this thinner one, but therefore I'm going to use it 2 strands at a time. Now that that's all cleared up, what we're going to do first is we're going to cut from our big mesh canvas thing, and here I kind of already marked it, but I think it all got rubbed away, so I'm going to do it again. We are going to grab our phone and go to our, okay, so here's my pixel grid, right? I counted the squares already, so it's 21 length and then 24 width. I'm going to keep that in mind, so 21 and then 24. And then when we go to our mesh grid and count, now you can use like a marker. I'm going to be using this yellow one so I can see it. We're going to count, so we're going to count 24 this way, so we're going to start from the end here. We're gonna keep one on the side. So what you want to do is you want to start counting from the second one here. So you don't want to include this in your number. If you need 24, you're not going to count 1, 2. You're going to count 1, 2, right? So basically you always want to add 2 when you're counting your grid. You want to add 2 to your final number. So if you have a pixel grid of 24 width-wise, you're going to need 26, right? So that's why I'm going to cut where it's 26. So it's 4, 4, 6, so here, this is 26. I'm going to cut off that first 26 just to keep it a reminder, like a mental note that I have to cut here. And now I'm going to cut the height. Now the height was 21. So 21 plus 2 is 23. So I'm going to count down 23. So here's one, and then I needed 20, yeah. So I'm going to cut this one like this. Now I'm going to cut it like this, and I'm not going to cut this one. I'm going to cut this one, but like line it up here. So it's this one, cut that one. Now I'm going to go down from here and cut it. Or, well, I'm just going to cut it like normal. But basically, when you cut your plastic grid, you always want to add on an additional 2 for both sides because we're actually not going to be like cross stitching on the squares, rather the X's of the squares, if that makes sense, like the corners of the squares. Wow, it's difficult to cut. So you want to cut that last one, but not too much, and then turn it around and cut the other side as well. And we end off on that one. This one is the last one. Now we're going to cut this side again. And then cut here. And then cut here. There we go. So now I have cut out the grid that I'm going to be using for this pixel thing. So I'm going to clean off the edges here by just snipping off the loose parts. Now this is like really small plastic, so you want to make sure that you have like something that it can land on. Now you want to grab your what's this called? Now you want to grab your lighter, and obviously, I don't know how old you are. If you're like, I don't know, under 14, I don't know, guys. If you don't know how, if you can't, just be safe, guys, okay? I don't know. Like, you want to literally like slide it across it, not all that long. Now, I also have a different lighter. This is like a flamethrower, basically. Again, do this responsibly. You just want to clean up the edges here. And if your grid is smaller, obviously don't do it like I'm doing it, but my grid is big, so I can hold it at the end and then do it here without getting hit with a fire. But for this one, I obviously wouldn't do it like this, I'd do it like this, right? Again, do this carefully, right? Now, after you did that, we're finally gonna start with the making of this. So let's grab our needle, which we hopefully haven't lost. Here it is. Now I probably should print this out, but I don't want to because, I don't know, it just seems like a waste. Plus, I don't think I have a colored printer, so we're just gonna use what we have. And then also, like, I'm gonna use a crochet jellyfish to hold my phone here. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna start finally with the cross stitching. So you can decide whether you want to start with the border. I'm gonna start with the border, but you can do whatever. I've attached the yarn onto my darning needle. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to see where I'm at. So here we have 1, 2, 3. On the 4th, I want to start my black. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm going to go into that 4th hole, pull up a loop. It doesn't matter how long you want it to be because I can always still use the other tail end. That's my logic because I'm still very bad at estimating how long I need my tail to be. So I went into that hole, right? Into that 4th hole. I need 2 of black, so I'm going to go into the opposite one of my thing. So I went into this one, this is the 4th. Now I'm going to go into the one that's diagonal of it, right here. Insert my needle. Now I'm going to go into the next one, either this one or this one. And then I'm going to go into that one. And then again, diagonal. As you can see, you just made a cross. That is why this thing is called a cross stitch, because you're going to make crosses into everything. Now to move on into the next one, which is another black one, I'm going to go again into the one that's next to it. So either this one or this one, because I'm right here, right? I'm here, so I'm going to go into this one or this one, and then I'm going to go once again diagonal from the one that I'm in, right? Diagonal here. Now again, I'm going to go over into the next one, so either into this one or this one, and then I'm gonna pull up and then go diagonal. So basically, one thing that you have to understand about cross stitching is that you're not gonna do it like square by square. You're gonna kind of merge your squares together. Basically, what we just did is we used 6 squares to make 2 pixels, right? And you're probably like, what? That doesn't make any sense. That's because you, in theory, only use 2. The other 4 are just there to make the cross because, okay, now I'm kind of going diagonally. Basically, I need to make this one a black thing. Now, obviously, there's already black yarn in here, but not enough because what I'm going to do is, again, I'm going to go into the one that's either here or here. So, like, next to it, I guess. That's next to it. And then I'm going to go diagonally into the one that's next to it. And then diagonally. Now again, I have to go diagonally, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the one that's next to it, like next to the stitch that I'm already in. Then I'm going to go diagonally, and then I'm going to go next to the one that I'm already in, so here, and then here. Now I did 2 diagonals and then 2 straight ones, and then again I have to go diagonally, so into the one that's next to me, diagonally, next to me, move it aside, diagonally. Now I'm going to do 4 next to one another. So here I am. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the one that's next to me. Then I'm going to go diagonally. Then I'm going to do next to me. And then diagonally. Basically what you want to do is you need to go into the one that you've already been in, right? Because what a stitch essentially is not the square, but the corner that it's attached to, right? How do I describe it? This isn't the pixel, but this is. This corner here is the pixel, this isn't the pixel. So each grid is this, but then again, also each grid is shared, right? You're always going to go into the one that you've already been in 4 times, right? You always want to alternate between going next to the one you're in to the one diagonally, then next to, and then diagonally for however long you need to. And now in case you want to count how many pixels you've done already, because here I need 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here you can count, this is 1 stitch, right? Because there's one like line here, there's another one, and then here's another one. So I did 3 and I need 4. So I'm going to do 1 more. So I'm going to go into the one that's next to me, then diagonally, and then next to me, and then diagonally. So basically what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do the outline of this. So all the black parts, and then once I'm done with that, I'll show you guys how to attach a new color. Just in case you guys don't get what I mean, I'm going to describe it a bit better. So here's the stitch that you're entering from, like the square you're entering from. From here underneath, you're going to go up and across from here. And then once you're across, you're going to go underneath into this one. And then in this one, you're going to go across again. And then once again, you're going to go underneath into this one, or obviously this one. You can choose any one that's next to it. And then from the one that's next to it, you're going to go diagonally up. And then again, next to it, diagonally up. And then next to it, and then diagonally up. Next to it, diagonally up, you know? Here again, you're going to go underneath next to it, diagonally up. Underneath next to it, diagonally up. So basically, you're going to make X's like this, or even more specifically like this, because you're going to fill in every single square and not do it like this. This would be wrong, because if you think that the stitches shouldn't be touching each other, you're wrong. They're all sharing the same stitch. You're going to add one in there, you know? You're going to go into the same square multiple times, 4 times to be exact. 1, 2, 3, and 4. What I said just now, basically a stitch is this and not the square here, because I mean, you can't really fill in the square with yarn. And now I have finally finished the background of this cross stitch project. All I have left is the last stitch over here, which is this stitch, and then going back under here. Oh, of course this happens when I start recording, because yes. So this is how the front looks like, and this is how the back looks like. There's a lot of tails, especially a lot of white tails, because I don't really like to use a really long tail whenever I, do this, so whatever. We're just gonna kind of ignore that. Now we're gonna start with the border, and there are 2 ways on how to do a border. This is a slip stitch, and this is with the needle. To be completely honest, I don't really recommend this way of doing it, because you're gonna need like a really small hook. This is the smallest one that I have, which is a 3.5 millimeter crochet hook. This one's too big. Like, I know it's too big, but I don't have any other ones, so I'm just gonna have to use this. But basically, to do the slip stitch, I'll show it to you now. You preferably will end up at the end. If you aren't at the end, you can just like sew your way to the end. So wherever you are, you can just pick up the loops from the previous stitches like this and then pull through. Although it may be a bit difficult, but it will work, because that's how I kind of like hid the things. But like this, you just pull through and then pull the yarn through so that you end up at the border. Now what we're gonna do to make the single crochet border is pick up the side with your hook, pull up a loop, and then just make a slip stitch, so insert your hook into the next square, and then make a slip stitch into the next square, slip stitch, next square, slip stitch. This works and everything. The only problem is it kind of like puts a lot of stress on the plastic. The only thing is that in a corner you would do 2 slip stitches instead of 1 because obviously you need to compensate for the turn that you're making. But yeah, now to start this way of doing it, it's actually really simple. All you want to do is again be at the edge. What we're going to do is we're going to go into, so we're at the bottom here, we're going to go into the one that's left next to it and then just go into it. And then again, we're going to go into the next one that's left on the left of our needle or whatever and then pull through. Again, the square that's on our left and then pull through. I don't know if this is the right way to do a border. This is just what I came up with. Maybe it's the way to do a border. I'm not sure, guys. Again, a lot of it is just I figured this out by myself, which, you know, again, isn't like the smartest way or like a good way to do a tutorial. But you're watching a free tutorial made by a 17-year-old on YouTube. Feels bizarre to say 17, by the way, guys. Early life crisis going on here. Oh, and then here, I just did it kind of absentmindedly, but like for the corner, here I already did once and then you have to do it again. Again, for every corner, you have to like compensate for the fact that it's a corner by doing 2, maybe even 3 like extras, you know, so either 1 or 2 extras. So in total 2 or 3. I think 3 is a good number. So, and then you go into the next one and then you kind of just work around it. I really hope this yarn is enough because if it isn't, that's going to be a pain. This is how it looks like. Super cool, super pretty. Now what am I going to do next? I really want to make like... Guys, comment what I should do next, or comment what you did. I wish YouTube would allow like picture comments like TikTok does now, or 小红书. If you have 小红书, follow me on 小红书because I just started posting. I didn't start posting, guys. I'm such a liar. I post on like small form, short form social media like once every blue moon, and I don't know when blue moons are, so that goes to show when I post. Look, this is so cute, right? It kind of just cleans up the edges and yeah, it's nothing fancy, nothing special. It's just kind of like softens up the edge. And yeah, so cool, so pretty. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you have any questions, feel free to comment them down below. I'll try my best to answer them. Yeah, comment what you made and stuff like that. I don't really remember how to do an outro. I'll finish this up. I don't really know if I'll show it when it's finished. You know what? Let me cross promote. You can go on my Instagram or on my 小红书 to see the final result, which is basically just this with a clean edge. But you know what? Whatever. Bye.